Okay, og vi beholdt alle sammen. Awesome. Took more my one. Emperor supremacy at war and resources called both questionable and fleeting. Size matters. Enemy grenadier range is larger than ours. Grenadier grumbles. Before he was famous, we have the Emperor's childhood pictures.
Great dragon, glorious warlord. Once more you return from the battlefield red with the blood of slain adversaries. And let me tell you, these victories of yours have not gone by unnoticed.
In
fact, to my great satisfaction, another pair of dauntless generals has joined our company.
Yay.
4 military masterminds are now on board. More than enough to start a campaign of conquest on a truly grand scale. No doubt you're as anxious to meet them as they are to meet you. So why don't you go to the throne room, where I've instructed them to await your arrival?
Så er med kabinettet nu færdig.
Heavens no. You have the military firmly on your side. But civil emissaries too are bound to join our cause in due time. Indeed, I expect you'll be declared emperor before long.
Yay.
Yes, you heard me correctly. Emperor. It is inevitable. People have heard of you. The dragon. Their one hope of deliverance from war, oppression, and death. Soon hope will turn into confidence. And when ambassadors of the civilized races flock to the Raven, your political career will commence.
Woohoo!
You yourself will of course represent all humans. But the dwarves, elves, lizards, imps, and undead will want their say as well. And more. Still, let us worry about politics later. Today, it is your generals that count.
Okay. Throne room? Hey, okay.
My Lord Dragon, allow me to present your team of generals. Edmund you already know, but I now have the pleasure of introducing you to Her Highness Lady Catherine, Queen of Westbridge, and Scarlet, not noble of birth, but the more so of heart.
Okay.
We 4 have pledged we will stand by you in your conquest as a rightful heir to Revlon's throne. Bastard no longer, you shall be known as Commander, until the day comes that you shall be king.
Han er meget mere venlig nu.
All hail the dragon.
Hail! Hail!
Yes, well, hail.
Undtagen for Edmund. Okay.
Yes, Commander.
Så ikke mere bastard.
Seemed hardly proper to call you by that particular pet name on what was somewhat of an official occasion.
Okay, han er stadigvæk en.
But don't worry, I may still slip up once or twice, even though my respect for you is in fact growing. You've got a knack for bloody brutal battle, and faint heart never won fair victory.
Så vil det sige, du heller ikke...
It's going to take some getting used to, you know, to call you Commander. Verily, I was rather opposed to the notion, but Maxos in his infinite wisdom insisted we up the level of common courtesy toward you. Commoner would have done. Commander, though, it shall be.
Så er meget ned til folk.
As much as it is in the eagle's nature to look down upon the world in hunt of lesser creatures, it is my genius that makes me soar high above all others. Lesser creatures indeed. At the lone top do I reside, but I would have it no other way. Those who do not understand, all but everyone, calls me a loner, thinking the word to be a pejorative. But it is on the contrary glorious to live in sweet isolation when all around you non-lizards, that is to say inferiors, skitter and crawl like vermin. I am a solitudinarian, for my nature makes me so. And when I do have contact with those I loathe, inevitably I talk down to them as it is impossible to communicate on a level of equality when there is none to be had.
Yep, han er. Nå, hvem er du?
I would say it is a pleasure to make your acquaintance, Commander. But as it stands, I must approach you with a bit of reserve. True, to know we have a dragon knight for a leader is a great relief. For such a grand creature inspires bravado in the many hearts that will have to be won so that we may overthrow the spreading dark. But
Okay.
then again, you are the offspring, the male offspring to boot, of a sorry line prone to decadence and corruption. The very line, in fact, that is responsible for the downfall of the Empire in the first place. Forgive me then if I do wonder, will this commander pass muster? Earn his wings? Earn his crown?
Hvorfor går du... Hvorfor ikke lader du dig loyal mod mig, når du ikke kan lide mig? Og kan du ikke lide mænd?
Because they call us females the fairer sex. But in truth, we are also more cunning, resilient, refined, and downright intelligent.
Der er Edmund, vi vil passe
Give
fint
an
sammen.
empire a queen, I say, and it will be ruled. Give it a king, and it will become an afterthought. For like any man, he is content when both his belly and his bed are filled with a prize piece of tender flesh. No more. Men are simple creatures, Commander, and should therefore be in charge of simple things only.
Du burde snakke med Edmund. Hold kæft, det kunne være sjovt.
How's it hanging, Commander? I'm Scarlet, and you're a dragon, they tell me. Always wanted to ride one of those, though I bet you're a little harder to handle than a horse. All part of the fun, though, I reckon, so give me a shout when I can take you for a spin.
Endelig en, der ikke hader mig. Det var på tide.
Treat me mean, I'll scratch your eyes out. Treat me well, and I'll purr like a kitten. Your choice, Commander.
En, der ikke fornærmede mig. Wow. Nå, lad os se. Har du noget at sige?
It's wondrous, my lord. Wondrous. The raven, she speaks to me in my dreams. She tells me fantastic things, newfangled and new formed. I can make them all for you if you provide the right resources.
Jeg ved ikke, om jeg skal være glad eller sådan lidt skræmt.
Indeed she does, my lord. A soft voice sings inside my head, but only when I'm in the land of eyes shut and mind at rest. There, she guides me to glory. Shows me things not even wizards could dream of.
Jeg er den eneste, der lige kom til at tænke på den dæmon, der skulle være skibets hjerte. Nå, lad os se, hvad han har. Research. Hunter. Hvad er det? Scout, som kan begynde med fast range. Indgående, kan man ikke se. They quickly should light the amateurs. Okay, så de burde være gode mod troopers. Research. Transport nok også være godt. Ja, til jeg kommer over havet. Anti-air turret nok også være rigtig godt. Hvad er shaman? De healer en shooting, så det kunne måske være rigtig godt endda. Holy shit. Så tror jeg bare, jeg tager... var det ikke dem, der klagede over, at deres... Finns Grenadiers, de havde længere rækkevidde end vores. Lad os tage den der. Og lad os se, om han har opfundet et eller andet.
What? Oh, my privilege.
Så. Lad os se her. Passive. Passive. Jeg kan prøve at se, hvad passive skal først, fordi jeg død. Ja, I don't know, det gør man. Okay. Jeg tror bare, jeg tager den her.
You remain true to your legacy, my friend. Before the dragon unfurls only victory.
Tell me about War and Peace.
That is quite a tale, my friend. So bear with me. Since the dawn of time, beautiful Rivellon has been a stage of bitter rivalry, strife, and war. Haughty humans, all too lofty lizards, dogged dwarves, erratic elves, irrational imps, dogmatic undead, and yes, wayward wizards even, couldn't forego the time it takes for the moon to wax and wane without turning to fresh violence. Peace. The word itself hardly had a meaning. It was an abstract. Until after long and dark ages, 3 men decided they had had enough. I was one of them. The other two were your father Sigurd, and an eccentric inventor known only, even by us, as the Architect. We knew war would continue everlasting unless one king would stand up, conquer all feuding factions, and unite the manifold battling races under the banner of a single world-spanning empire. Easier said than done was, I believe, our initial reaction. It was the Architect who provided us with the answer to the question how on earth we would go about enacting such an unparalleled enterprise. He said he had ways and means to provide your father, a battle-hardened warlord in his own right, with engines of war such as the world never saw.
Okay.
Technology. That was the solution. For if we could go to war with weapons so vastly superior as to be unstoppable, every opponent would have to yield before our onslaught. Where the Architect obtained his strange knowledge from, he never wished to reveal. But in truth, Sigurd and I cared little for his mysterious ways. For whatever the source, our plans worked like a charm. And in a matter of years, Rivellon was ours. Yes, we had done it. We had created our empire, and your father became its first and so far only ruler. For a few precious decades, peace had finally taken on a meaning. It was a bright flash, all too quickly extinguished along the tenebrous continuum of time.
Og hvordan fandt det så hurtigt?
Long have I asked myself that question. Yet the answer is as simple as it is obvious. Human nature. Love, jealousy, anger, grief. All of these emotions proved more fatal to the stability of peace than 100,000 war machines could.
Jeg kommer ikke noget mod at sidde og høre på det her, men jeg synes, at det er meget sådan. Jeg kan bare skifte fremad, hvis I kan lide det.
You see, Sigurd, the Architect, and I remained close friends after our quest had come to completion. But then, one fateful day, a woman of unequaled beauty arrived at court. After but a glance, there wasn't a man's heart in the room, not aching for even her mildest attention or a most fleeting caress. Your father, though married, courted her, as did the Architect. For myself, I'd admit I'd given up the very secrets of magic in return for her love, but I knew rivalry could only lead to misery. And so it did. For bitter rivals my two friends became, and when in the end Sigurd was the one to win her affections, the Architect left the palace with such hatred in his eyes as to strike me as diabolical. A year their secret liaison lasted. 1 year your father and beautiful Aurora were happy together. Then suddenly she died. And it took me a long time to find out she did so at the hand of the Architect. Sigurd never knew. He was destroyed by grief. The mighty warlord withered, and with him, the soul of his empire flickered like a candle in the breeze. Until his own children blew it out forever, and hacked to pieces the land that was to have been his legacy.
Så hvor er han egentlig nu?
I promise I will tell you in due time. For now, I must keep silent. Please, don't press me any further on the subject.
Jo, hvorfor kan de ikke lide ham? Altså,
No
far.
one in Rivellon, save for you, Sigurd, the Architect, and I, know of Aurora, and how her death affected your father. As far as most are concerned, he was a great hero, who all too soon fell prey to indulgence, sloth, and alcohol, which lost him the affection of his children, and in time started the war.
Hvorfor skal man
They are
fortælle dem
wrong,
det?
but truth will be revealed one day. Rest assured that when we finish our conquest and I can spend some leisure time in peace, I will write his history, and yours too. Everyone shall know the tragedy that befell him, and how his son, by the woman he loved, rose to save an empire.
Nå. Men Gnomen siger, at skibet taler til ham.
Does he now? There's an explanation for that, but I'll reserve it for later.
Nå, lad os komme videre. Jeg brugte også noget tid på det der. Stod der noget på, hvordan der er nyt i avisen, eller? Nope, det var ikke et tryk. Jamen, så lad os komme, jeg kunne ikke, okay. Kom i tronrummet. Lad os komme videre med strategi-tingen. Tingen med flækken. bygge nogle flere ting. Det virker som en god idé. Så nu får vi bygge nogle hunters. Det kan vi selvfølgelig godt gøre. Sådan en og... jeg skal se noget. Hvad har vi her? Grenadier, Warlock. Okay, så Trooper og Hunter. I don't know. Sure. Lad os bygge den. Kan vi bygge... goddammit, jeg skulle gemme den op lige meget. Han er begyndt at få flere... Shit. Står der. Famed generals flock to the banner of the bastard. Hey! Emperor indecisive. Emperor shows design of new flying device with healing powers. Prototype crashes and burns, fails to save itself. Emperor laughs it off. It only does that in present. He may travel faster but travels alone. Criticize strategists. Emperor now counterfeiting enemy inventions. I'm not even hiding it. I'm even calling it the Hunter, just like they did. Total casualties of war. Det er sgu da meget smart. Det er faktisk et sjovt spil. Nå. Lad os angribe her. Jeg tror på tide, fordi vi skal have noget mere guld. Vi får units. Awesome. Sådan der. Og jeg tror også, at... Må jeg se her, hvad har de her? 1, 2, 3... 4... Hvad har de her? 2... Så problemet er, hvis jeg angriber... Jeg vil angribe med 4, og så 2 her. Jeg tror faktisk, jeg gør. Holy shit, det er virkelig et gamble. Ingen af de her må jeg tabe. Okay, lad os se, hvad starter vi med herovre? 2-2. Awesome. Hvorfor helt? Nå, de er selvfølgelig mere... makes sense, I guess. Og det koster penge at... Men er det ikke noget med, vi har nogle... Ja, jeg tror, det er på tide at bruge et kort. Se. Ja, måske ikke. Jeg tror, jeg prøver uden. Så ser vi, hvad der sker. Så. Så det sker. Yay! Long loading screens. Faktisk rigtig godt spil, indtil videre. Rigtig hyggeligt spil. Altså, de her kampe er måske ikke det bedste, jeg har prøvet inden for strategispillet. Men det er hyggeligt nok. Hold da kæft, den tog ikke så lang tid.